Hi, welcome back to Jerusalem Playroom. My name is Jamaica, and I am finally uploading a video, guys, because I wanted to do a video about Black History Month to honor my ancestors and show you guys how I like to find things to add to my home concerning African American ancient history and all of that. So I have here in my hand, this is baby Gerard, and I'm going to show you this little outfit that he's wearing. And I think this was at Target my maybe a year or so ago. My daughter, someone gifted it to my daughter and she gave it to me, and it reads black is beautiful. This can be gender neutral for a little girl or a little boy. I just matched it with this little blue hat here and some little socks, so I thought he looked really cute in this celebrating African American history or Black history. So let me put him down, guys, because I want to show you some items that I have here. Alrighty. One of the things about thrifting, when I go out, I try to find like unique pieces and things like that I like to add to my house. These photos here, they're actually posters that I researched and found this company online, and I purchased them. They were $25 a piece. I wanted to get more, but I said I had to wait. And when I went back on the site, it looks like they are no longer, I guess they sold out or they're not making any more copies. This photo here, let me bring it closer. This is actually something that I did find at my local thrift store, and it reads National Museum of African Art, Smithsonian Institute. So when I saw this, I was like, hey, I'm going to get this and add this to my collection, and that's exactly what I did. So when I find pieces like this, I just go ahead and get them. And guys, this is the front room of my home. This is where I keep all my plants. I have plants galore in here because I have having a green thumb and trying to get plants to grow. So my color palette right now is sort of like brown and green in here, and I want to incorporate some colors. So I'm sure I get to that eventually. Okay, so while we're going to get started, I want to show you guys some things that I have. This right here is just a candle holder. When I saw this, I was like, let me get it. I like the fact of the mask, and usually I put a candle here and it'll light. The light from the candle will kind of make it glow, and I really like that look, especially in the evening time in my home. So I got this from the thrift store. Also, another thing that I found at the thrift store was this little the mask of King Tut. Is reads hand painted. I think this was something that you can order offline, or somebody got it offline. So when I saw this, I actually went ahead and got it. This was thrifted. I'm trying to see. This item right here was also thrifted. And I added this to my collection. When I see stuff like this, I just get it. I think it's sort of plastic like, not wood. I wish it was wood, but I thought that was really cute. So I got this. And then I actually got this. I call him, this is my little Ankh. I call him like the airbender. But when I saw this little statue, I just got this immediately and added it to my collection. Sometimes I'll put a little candle here, but I usually put like a little tea light, but I didn't want him to catch fire, so I got to find one that's battery operated. But I just wanted to show you guys my little Ankh here. That's his name. All right, another thing that I do when I go to the thrift store, I love to look for books. But before I show you the books that I got thrifted, let me show you some that were given, one that was given to me. This book here was a book given to me titled Africa and the Bible. So what it does is it kind of shows you like the timeline in the Bible, what was going on in Africa. And so I had this in my collection for a while. It actually was given to me to read, and I tried to give it back to the guy, but the job that I worked at, he no longer worked there. He left. So I kept the book, but it has great images on the inside also. So these images, if you want to blow them up and add them around your house, that's good too. So just want to show you that. This is another book here that I thrifted. It's from Scholastic. This is a great story. It just talks about this warrior king who was kidnapped, but I think it's been a long time since I read the book, but she was actually given back to her people. And this is what she looks like when she didn't have anywhere to sit. Her people would sit down, get on their hands and knees so that she would have somewhere to sit. And it has some other little photos in here of different people of color and what they look like and artifacts and things like this. So this is a good book also if you want to have this in your home library. Now this book here is The Secret of the Sphinx. And like I said, guys, I've been really fascinated about Egypt. I don't know why. I do know why. And so anytime I find any type of books, I don't care if it's kids book or whatever, I just added it into my collection because I just think the pictures are just gorgeous. And I was trying to find you one here. It talks about the Rosetta Stone and just has a lot of great pictures. And these books right here, I mean, if you can find 2 or 3 of the same, I think they will be good for scrapbooking and stuff like that. But guys, look at this. Oh my goodness. If I had a photo of this, or if there was a way I can blow this up, I would. So I think that was really nice. All right. Now this here is a doll that my mom gave to me. It's Princess of South Africa. This was when Mattel was doing their Dolls of the World series. And so this is one here that my mom had purchased and she gifted it to me. And I did not take her out the bag because she goes out the box because she goes with my decor. And it just gives you some history about South Africa. And I think she has a very beautiful and sorry about the glare, just a very beautiful face. So she is part of my decor. Then I also have this book that I found at the thrift store, Akhenaten, King of Egypt. And this book right here, look how thick this book is. So just the artifacts in history. So I always want to have, my grandmother growing up had her own Bible study where she had her bookcase with her different Bible books. So with me, my library consists of like things of Egypt. And I just think that is so gorgeous. So these are books, like I said, that I just add to my decor. This book here, I went to a store and I read this book because my brother had it and he gave it to me. It's titled Stolen Legacy. This one is brand new, but I read it. But I just wanted to, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to have my own personal copy. So when I got it, I was just really excited. No pictures in this, but this is great for any of you who are starting out. This is something that I would also have. If you are into Bible study, having books like this will help you when you are reading about the Bible in Africa and how it can relate, and you'll be better able to understand that timeline. So I wanted to show that. Okay. Now getting into some other books, guys, that I want to show you. Don't overlook the National Geographic books. This is one that reads Africa's Gold. Years ago on Pinterest, someone had a picture. And I was like, oh my goodness, where did they get that picture from? I was trying to research. Could not find the picture. When I went to this particular thrift store, it was closed. When I looked, my mouth just dropped, because I did not know this image came from the National Geographic. This is titled The Black Pharaohs. Oh my goodness, guys, the images in here are just amazing. Let me tell you that. And this is what I'm speaking about. When you research truth, and when you get into truth and seeking truth, the divine infinite creator will lead you to what you need that's going to help you on your journey. For me, it's a spiritual journey. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So don't overlook your National Geographic books because you can find things about your history. Lastly, I have a lot of books, but this one right here caught my eye because in 2020 or 2021, there was an article in the state of Alabama. They have found the last slave ship, which is in Mobile, Alabama. There's an area called African Town where the descendants of the slaves from that ship, the Kalita, actually still lives there in Alabama. This was not taught in Alabama history, guys. So when I found out about this, I was just so excited. As you see, I'm about to trip up when I found out about it. I have a newspaper article. It's put up somewhere, but it is really telling you about what they're trying to do is get money to get this ship up out the water. And here's supposed to be like a little copy of it. They are trying to get this ship up out of the water. So what, from my understanding, is that after slavery was abolished, they were still bringing slaves over that did not know that they were free. They I don't know what happened. Somebody missed the memo. Somebody didn't read the memo, but they were still bringing slaves over. So this one here is showing that here in the state of Alabama, you can research your African town, where it's talking about the last slave ship. And this article here even has just some graphics showing the migration from Africa to the Caribbeans and the United States. But also, we know also according to history that not only did Africans go here, but they also went to South America. And one of the good movies Disney made, and was it Encanto, where Peppa's husband, I forgot his name, he is dark skinned with the curly hair. He's representing those Africans that were brought over until South America. Colombia is the area. But when you guys research history, you'll find so much history, so much in history, you get excited. Some of it is sad, but then most of it is really good. So, do your research. But this is titled The Last Journey into Slavery. All right, so I do have some books here because growing up here in the South, as a child, we were always, I'm saying myself, I don't know if anybody else will, admit this. I was always told to go read a book. There were never any books provided, or go play. There were no toys, especially at my grandmother's house. So my imagination was I had to create things to have fun because I didn't have toys like I do now because I collect them. But back then, your imagination was all that you really had. So when I did get a hold of books, I read them, but I was not a vivid reader like my cousin was. But I still enjoyed some good books. So as a grandmother, I wanted to make sure that I had toys and I had books so that if my grandchildren ever said, hey, I don't have anything to do on board, I can say, hey, go read a book, go play. So this book here is a good book. It is The Great Migration. In the 1920s, my grandfather was born in 1925. I had to do a research on the Roaring 20s, I apologize. During that time, a lot of the African Americans that were in the South did not like how they were being treated. So a lot of them migrated up north. Some of them went as far as Canada, and then you did hear about some that went towards the west. So this book here talks about how many end up going up north, and you have your cities like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York. They just started migrating into all areas up north. So this is a good book if you want to teach about history here in the state of Alabama. The state of the United States. This book here is titled The Patchwork Path. Many of you may not have seen the musical. I'm calling it a musical, but it was the movie, The Color Purple. In that movie, it talked about at the end, they showed all these different quilts. And we know that a lot of quilts, and quilting is not just an African American thing. All I'm saying is that quilts were used to be like a roadmap towards freedom. So I just wanted to show you this book here. This book here is called The Working Cotton. My extended family name, my grandmother is a Cotton. Her name was Cotton, her last name. So in the South, it was normal to see children with their parents out picking cotton. And here in the state of Alabama, if you ever drive to 65 South, like you're going towards Florida, you can go into Montgomery. Even if you're going to Montgomery, head to Mobile, there is a bridge that takes you over a large plantation, a field of cotton. I'm saying it's a plantation, but it was a field of cotton. And sometimes during certain time of the year, you can see the cotton. Even if you're going to Troy, Alabama, usually I go that way if I'm going to Florida. If you go through that way, it is normal to see cotton fields still exist here in the South, and the cotton is growing. Sometimes you can see it blowing onto the to the back road. So I just wanted to let you know that this was really, it's a sad book, but it's really inspiration and it's history, okay? And what I mean by inspiration, just to see what people endured, that helps me to say, hey, they went through a hard time, so I know if they went through that, I can survive through what I'm going through. Now, this book here is Raggin', a story about Scott Joplin. Many of you are maybe familiar with the ice cream truck. Here in the South, we used to have an ice cream truck that comes by, and the ice cream truck plays this music, this melody. This is the guy who wrote that melody. So it is a really great read, talking about how he grew up, his love for the piano and his jobs and things like that. So when you get a chance, if you go to your local library and you want to check this out, this is a great read for African History Month. Okay, now I have so many books, but I had to limit it. I never read the story of Frederick Douglass. I always heard about him in school growing up. And when I read this book, I'm gonna be honest, I put it down. I got angry. When I got to a certain part, I got upset. Let's say that. So I didn't pick the book up again. I did read Roots, and I read Roots and Queen. I read those books. But when it came to this, it's no different than those books, but it's just that by me being older now and witnessing some things that I've witnessed, it just made me grow angry. But I realized that it was sometimes I get things, but then I look deeper into it, and it's just nothing but the devil. It was just demonic being possessing people to do demonic things, and that's just my personal experience, personal opinion about that. Okay, so with that being said, the last thing, guys, I want to show you is I'm going to turn you over to what I consider my ancestor wall. Okay, so let's go over here. This is my ancestor wall that I did for myself. My grandfather passed away a year or two ago. It'll be 2 years. Yeah, is it 2 years this year or a year this year? I think 2 years this year. Still kind of hard because it's like his spirit still lives, and I do it to me it does. This lady here, this is my grandmother. This is my father's mom, and her name is Helen Watts Freeman. When I grew up, my grandfather, James Rice Sr., used to call me Little Helen because he said I favored my grandmother. So I'm short like her. I'm the only grandchild that has her nose. So I always say, oh my goodness, well, I got her nose. But it's just a part of me. So I have my grandmother's nose. And the older I get, the more and more I see her in me. And I'm laughing because I said to myself, I wanted to go around my family and say, boo. Sometimes I get angry like her. Sometimes I can get a smart mouth like her. But I say to myself, I don't want to be like her. But I look just like her. Out of all her grandchildren, all her granddaughters, I favor her the most. And that's why I was called Little Helen. Here is my mother-in-law. I have her picture on my wall because of her, I am married. We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but I have respect for her. And now that she's gone, and my husband has he has children coming through his grandchildren coming through his side of the family, through his blood, I want them to know where he came from. I want them to know about their grandmother. I want them to know what type of woman she was, why their granddad is the way that he is because of his mother. And he loved his mother. He may not have verbally said it, but he loved his mother. And she would always tell me, he was mine before he was yours. She was a sassy woman. Both of them was. So you have to understand, sometimes when you get around certain women, you can kind of pick up their persona almost and kind of make it into your own. And people like, you act just like her. You sound just like her. So now I have some other little things. I asked my family if I could have something of my grandfather's. And this, I'm going to explain these pictures. And so I was given his glasses, just a pair. He had several, but I asked for a pair of his glasses. And actually, I can see through them. I just can't read through them. I wore them to work one day. But these are actually his glasses. So I wanted to see kind of like what he saw in life, what he saw in people and things like that. So I asked for something of his and I got glasses. I asked for something for all of my family, but my aunt just gave me this picture and I had a picture of my mother-in-law and I just made a copy. So I'm fine with that. That's why this is on my ancestor wall. And that picture's when we had our first family reunion with my granddaddy, and just some pictures of him and me because he walked me down the aisle when I got married the first time. This is my second marriage. So let me show you guys this picture. This photo here of my grandfather is when he died. I took it really hard, and there's several of us. I'm just telling you how I took it. So I had a dream, and when I had this dream about my grandfather, that's when I got into, I wanted to replicate the dream as best as I could. So I used the AI technology to key in the dream. And I kept playing around with it until it sent me an image of what I saw in my dream. So in my dream, I saw my grandfather. This dream has him like standing up, but in the dream I saw him sitting down. There were other people around him, but my focus was on him. And I yelled, "Granddaddy!" And my granddaddy was smiling. He didn't speak, but he was smiling. And when I said granddaddy, I turned around and I was telling people, I was like, y'all don't see granddaddy. But again, these people, these beings, these human forms you see, they were just in the background. I couldn't focus on them. So that's why it looks bluey. But this is what I saw. He was smiling. And this is what he used to wear, like sweatshirts and a ball cap. He doesn't look like this, but this is just a replica of the dream, my opinion, okay? Just based on what I put in. So when I saw him, I went and I hugged him. And guys, I felt the stubble I felt him in the dream. I was hugging him in the dream. So when I woke up, I cried, and I cried. And I called my mom. And I told my mom about my dream that I had about my grandfather. And that was my way to me. And everybody's going to give you their own opinion about how they experience people on the other side or in the spirit realm. I just believe in my heart that was the infinite divine creator letting me tap into a place to see that my grandfather is all right. That's just me. Okay? Everybody may have their own. And till this day, my daughter's father, I still have vivid dreams about him. Never speaks in the dream, but I have vivid dreams. And I'm not going to say what I said to him in the dream because I was upset with him about something. I had to go back and apologize. But usually I always have dreams. I even went to his mom to this day. He's been married twice. And I went to his mom and I told his mom, he's deceased. I told his mom, I said, you have dreams about him? She told me no. But I've always had dreams about him because I believe I have tapped into something. But anyway. So I just wanted to share this video, guys, and just tell you how I just like to bring things into my home and how I just like to go out and find things and how I like to celebrate African American history. Is just not a month. It's actually, you can't learn about it in history in a month's time. You can't even learn it in a year's time because it's so much more to things. And I understand everybody has their own path to go. Everybody has their own journey. But for me, it's been exciting. It's been exciting. I wish I could just tell you guys. I try to tell people some things that's going on in my life. And I cry. And then I'm like, I want people to understand who watch my channel that I'm just here as a spirit being. I'm a vessel that I asked the infinite divine creator to use me to help his people. And I've done that. And I've just said, now, Lord, use me, equip me, because maybe I'm doing something wrong. Change my mindset, change me, and to do thy will. And I'm telling you, doing God's will is not an easy task. It's not an easy task at all. So, because you have to do some things you just don't want to do. You have to let go of some things. People don't understand. You can explain it to them, but they'll never understand. And to the ones who watching this video, who may be, for whatever reason, not the dog community, but you know who you are. You watching my channel, and I told you, God sent me there. I was not there to make anybody's life hard. I was there to help. And God told me to leave. I had to leave. I had to leave the way I did. I cried. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go because I thought that was where I was supposed to stay. I have to go. I had to go. And he said, and the Spirit said to me, because I did not know what to do. I was just, okay, and I'm gone. And then I was like, I got this, I got that. How? Because of the way how it's set up. How am I going to survive? And when I say my spirit, I'm pointing to my chest, because it's not here. It's here. I can't explain it. And the voice said, either you gonna trust me all the way or not at all. I was like, oh my God. Either you gonna trust me all the way or not at all. Do you know what it feels like to just go out your door with nothing? You got your purse and you ain't got nothing but change in there, but you gotta go. You trying to have a good time and people don't know on the inside. They don't know how she don't even know. Y'all be encouraged. Enjoy this beautiful month. Whatever your nationality is, research your history. Research your history. And if it's true, what is being the rumors that I'm hearing, if it's true, and I'm believing in my heart that it's true because of what's going on in the world right now, and I'm getting excited. What's going on in the world right now? Oh, it's a fight going on. It's a spiritual warfare going on that's affecting the world, and we see it with our eyes, but we just can't. But everything is going to be all right. Listen to that song. Everything's going to be all right. Take it day by day by day. Day by day. That's my mistake, trying to worry about the future. Day by day. Okay? To all who's watching this video, I just give to you love, peace, and joy and comfort, understanding, peace of mind to whatever you're dealing with. Comfort that the infinite divine creator will send you what you need according to the will of the divine. To all of these low vibrational, spiritless, demonic beings who have decided that you just don't care about nothing, you send spell works and things to attack my home and my family, I bless you. I rebuke anything you have said negative, and I send it back to you. It's not mine to receive, it's yours. What you put out, it's yours. It goes back to you. It came out of your mouth. I bless you. I want to bless you. So while you throwing arrows, that arrow gonna come and say, wait a minute, she just blessed you, and go right back to you. Y'all be blessed. Research your history no matter where you come from in the world. Research your history. Pay honor to those who've paved the way for you to be right where you are today, no matter where you live in. If it's a trailer, apartment, a house, a loft, tiny home, wherever, a way was paid for you to have what you have. And it may not be as large as what somebody else got, but give honor and thanks for what you do have. Y'all be blessed. Thank you so much for watching Jerusalem Playroom. Until next time, this is Jermeca, and y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Okay, bye everybody.